Sir Elton John has won numerous music awards, a Tony and Oscar. But for Elton and his partner, David Furnish, life's greatest reward is their 4-month-old baby boy named Zachary.
Barbara Walters sat down with Sir Elton and David for an exclusive interview in which they talk about the dramatic events that have made them proud fathers. Barbara?
Imagine having Sir Elton John sing you a lullaby while baby Zachary has that treat every day. Elton and David have a baby boy born with the help of a surrogate. But what made them decide to have children at this point in their lives? Which one is the biological father? And what does the baby look like? All to come. In a career spanning more than 4 decades, he has sold over 250 million records, garnered 6 Grammys, with a net worth near $500 million. He has conquered Broadway.
Elton John and Tim Reyes, can you feel the love tonight?
And Hollywood.
I never thought in my life I would ever be holding one of these.
He has been knighted by the Queen and has raised millions to fight AIDS while fighting his own demons of drug and alcohol abuse. He has been straight, bisexual, and gay, married, divorced, and now joined in civil union with his partner of 17 years, David Furnish. But for all his fame and riches, Sir Elton John has never been a father. That is, until last Christmas. How did little Zachary Jackson leave on Furnish John end up in the arms of his loving fathers? The story begins 2 years ago at a Ukrainian orphanage their AIDS Foundation supports.
We were handing out toys and things like that, and suddenly this little boy was being held and sort of stretched his arm out to me, and I started cuddling him and carried him around for about 20 minutes. And he was just smiling and just so happy, and he stole my heart. Until then, Elton said he never wanted children, but David did. And although they made every possible effort to adopt the little boy, Ukrainian law wouldn't allow it. Why did you decide at this point in your life to go to a surrogate?
Considering Elton's age, surrogacy seemed like the safest, quickest route to start a family.
Well, Elton, you're 64, very young 64,
Thank
very
you.
young 48, but not that young for fatherhood. Did you have concerns?
I did, yeah. David desperately wanted children. I thought this little boy in the Ukraine taught me something. It was a message from somewhere. It was a message saying, it's okay. You can be a father. You can be a good father. You can be a doting father.
The couple went to an agency that finds egg donors and surrogates. For the egg donor, who remains anonymous, they simply looked for someone in good health.
And we were fortunate enough in that we found a fantastic surrogate, a woman who'd been a surrogate before, and an egg donor that we didn't actually meet, that we chose through a profile.
Then did you mix your sperm?
Yes, we did.
Is that how it's done?
Yeah, we both contributed.
So you don't know which of you is the biological father?
At this stage, we don't know, and it's a guessing game, because when we look at our little son, we can see elements of Elton and we can see elements of me.
Is the surrogate in the baby's life now?
Yes.
She's been providing him with breast milk.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
We've been having, the baby's been brought up in Los Angeles for the first 4 months. And so we have the breast milk FedExed from where she lives to Los Angeles every day.
And will you tell little Zachary that this was the surrogate mother
Absolutely.
when he's old enough? You will?
Yeah, because she and her family will be still part of our lives when he's growing up.
You told very few people.
We told you.
Yes, you did, and I kept it a
No,
secret.
no. We told very few people.
When you have the next one, I'll keep it a secret.
I love my little boy. He's my little pride and joy. He's the gorgeous little papa in the world. Mwah, you are.
Did you care whether the baby was a boy or girl? Did you have any preference?
I wanted to have a son because I'm a sports fanatic, and I wanted to take him to soccer games in England and everything like that. And but no, we didn't really have a preference.
But what did you do about getting, you know, bassinets and diapers?
This is funny.
And yeah.
The surrogate came to Los Angeles on the 6th of December so that we could all be present for the birth. And our nanny, when she arrived, we had nothing, not a diaper, not a rattle, anything at all. And she very quietly went around Los Angeles and got all the basics for the baby, which we had taken to our office in Los Angeles, taken out of the baby packages, and then wrapped in Christmas wrap. and we brought everything into our building as Christmas presents.
It was
Nobody
like a
realized it at all.
covert military operation.
It's a
to be
complete
honest with you.
secret operation.
We go out for lunch with friends at Christmas Eve, and we get a phone call. She's gone into labor. She's been rushed to hospital.
They raced to the hospital. It was now past midnight, Christmas Day, and as they ran through the halls, they noticed they were eerily alone.
It was actually ideal in terms of a secrecy standpoint as well, because when we walked into the maternity ward at Senior Sinai, it was empty. There was nobody there.
It was The Shining, Barbara. There was corridors, nobody was there. Nobody wants to have a Christmas baby. People want to have them early, or they get induced, or they have a cesarean. So from a secrecy point of view, it was incredible. It worked in our favor so well.
Tell me about the birth. Who cut the umbilical cord?
I cut the umbilical cord, and then from that point on, we took our shirts off.
And then you put him next to your chest?
Yeah, for 5 minutes each.
They call it skin-to-skin bonding because it's such a traumatic thing for a baby to come into the world that to feel close to human flesh to get your scent and to feel your presence is actually, it imprints you with the child.
A few days later, they brought baby Zachary home to a Christmas tree and presents.
And I held him in my arms, and the Christmas carols came on the music system, and I cried my eyes out. And you did too. It was just the most, it's just like, what more special thing could you ever want on a Christmas day?
His full name is Zachary Jackson Levon Furnish John.
He was just going to be Zachary Jackson, but because he was born on Christmas Day, there's a line in my song from Levon that says, he was born a pauper to a pawn on Christmas Day. So he got the name Levon as well.
Hello.
On the birth certificate, both are listed as parents. For Sir Elton, the road to fatherhood has been a strange awakening. He's become what he never thought he would.
You know, I've always been critical of baby bores, you know, like, oh, here's a picture of my little boy, here's a picture, and now I've turned into the biggest baby bore in the whole world. Now I've had to get an iPad because the newest iPad you can Skype on. So when I'm away at a show, I can Skype him every day.
You know, Elton, you and I talked 18 years ago, and you said this about your father. I was afraid of him.
I used to tremble when he came home, and I always wanted his approval, and he never approved what I did.
Do you think of that today?
Of course. I don't want Zachary to ever be afraid of me. I want me to come home and him to be so happy and rush into my arms. And if I'm on the road and I come back after a week or so, I want him to be excited about it, not be afraid. I want the complete opposite of what I had to go through.
He makes me...
What kind of father is Sir Elton? And what does little Zachary look like face to face? When we come back, his first TV appearance.
You're my little human jumping bean. I'm going to kiss. Mwah.
Sir Elton John may be the hardest working man in show business. This past year, he produced and scored the soundtrack to Romeo and Juliet and found time to host Saturday Night Live.
Just a few months ago, my partner David and I became the proud parents of a beautiful baby boy. Thank you, and as you can see, I still haven't lost the baby weight. The bitch is back!
He will continue to tour, recently with his friend and mentor, Leon Russell. His partner, David Furnish, a film producer, will care for their son Zachary full-time, with help from one nanny. But starting this fall, the family will be together in a palace, actually Caesar's Palace in Las Vegas, where Elton has signed a 3-year contract. So this is going to be a time when you can be with him.
Yes, any time you've got a show like the Las Vegas show where you can actually spend time in one place is an ideal situation for me.
Can we have a smile?
How hands-on are you? Do you change diapers?
Change diapers, yes.
What else do you do?
6:30 every night is sacrosanct. It's when we change him, we bath him, we feed him, and we read him a story every night.
Beep, beep, sheep in a Jeep on a hill that's steep. Uh-oh, the Jeep won't go.
What are you going to tell him when he's older?
We're going to tell him exactly how he came into creation.
David, what if Zachary, when he gets older, wants to know which of you is the biological father?
We could always have a DNA test.
Will it matter to either of you if it turns out that you are not the biological father?
I don't care. I'd be very proud of David, the dad. I couldn't think of anybody to be a better dad than David, and it wouldn't matter to me whatsoever, and I think vice versa. But he'll have to know, because he'll have to know his DNA, and he'll have to know for his medical records. We just want to tell him the truth.
I want to ask you some questions that are a little critical. There are people out there who think that gay men should not be adopting and raising children. What do you say?
I respect their views, but I think they're wrong. The only way that we can convince them that they're wrong is by bringing up our child in the best way.
Studies have shown, and it's been looked into intensely, that there's no difference in the outcome of a same-sex parenthood than there is with a male-female parenting.
Well, one of the questions that some people raise is, two gay men, their son's going to be gay.
Oh, nonsense.
You're not made gay, you're born gay. Yeah. That's what we both believe, and there's probably a 1 in 10 chance that our son might be gay. Yeah. But how we raise him won't affect his sexuality at all.
Oh, yes. Do you think that he needs a female figure in his life, a mother figure?
I think he needs some female role models and people and women that are important in his life.
Is it true that Lady Gaga is his godmother?
Yes.
That is a female figure, if ever there was.
When you get to the real person underneath, there's a very simple New York girl who loves her parents. I love her to death, and a lot of people say, oh, you know, that's crazy. But they don't know her, and we do.
Do you want to have more children?
We're talking about it.
Yeah?
We haven't made our mind up just yet.
But it's not an impossibility.
Not an impossibility, no.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. See? Oh.
Have you changed, either of you, since this baby was born?
All your energy and all your drive in life is now going towards that little person, not just solely yourself or him.
And we're so lucky, we love each other so much, and we've been together 18 years come October. But now, as David says, it's all about providing for this little soul that just breaks your heart every time you see him.
I love my little boy, he's the best.
I just want to make sure that we do the best job possible for that little soul so that he loves us and benefits from what we were able to teach him.
How sweet it is to be loved by you.